What made Jack great was that he looked at the world around him and he actively sought ways to make the lives of people around him better. And he did it day in, day out. And even though he's no longer with us in the way that we'd like him to be, he has left a tremendous legacy of making others better. And this day is exactly in that spirit. Because I don't think there's anything that would make him happier to know that we have a day in which the students in the Yeshiva of Flatbush are inspired and informed how to be healthier, how to be more fit, how to be the best selves that they could be. That's what he was all about. And to know that there's a day that we dedicate this school to for you to be your best is something truly amazing and a real testament and legacy to Jack. It gives me great honor to introduce a very special person, someone who's had tremendous impact on me personally, on the yeshiva in general, Jack's mother, Ms. Dawn Levy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dawn Levy, and I want to welcome you to the second annual Jack Charles Levy Alav Hashalom's Fitness Day at the Yeshiva of Flatbush, in memory of and in celebration of our son Jack, Yeshayahu ben Chava Alav Hashalom. A day like today does not happen without the full support and commitment of the yeshiva and each and every member of the school community that worked so hard to make Fitness Day happen. Please know how much this really, truly means to our family. The army of friends, family, and even total strangers who are in some way associated with Yeshiva Flatbush has shown us so much kindness and chesed in arranging and making this day happen. It's really hard to even comprehend. Yeshiva Flatbush, you've taught us all really well. Jack, I want you to know that we are continuing your legacy of motivating others to find their own inner strength, confidence, and determination. We are continuing where you left off. Jack, with Hashem's help, our family is getting stronger every day, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You'd be really proud of all of us. Seeing Jack's gym downstairs being used every day by so many students in this school fills us with joy and purpose. Fitness and nutrition became really important to Jack and a big part of his life. During COVID, Jack turned to exercise and healthier eating, and he became stronger and more confident in the process. He then channeled that accomplishment into helping others become the strongest and most authentic versions of themselves that they could possibly be, both physically and emotionally. In senior year, Jack wrote an essay from Ms. Marcus's English class. It was about his day-long hike upstate with his sister Sarah, Roy, Mayor, and Danielle. He titled it, "The Lesson for Everyone." He asked the reader to heed two valuable pieces of advice. First, always trust your gut, because deep down, Jack wrote, you always know what is right. You just need to pay attention to it. Jack listened to his own advice that day when he chose to go on that hike instead of doing what he had originally planned. He knew that he had made the right decision. Jack's second piece of advice was, and I quote, "Live in the present because you do not get time back, nor do you get experiences with people back." And that is just what Jack did. He spent an incredible day with the people he loved. He described the experience as loving that he felt fully present in the day, and he felt as if he was on top of the world. Jack, we are choosing to live in the present and to trust our gut about making the right decisions and the right choices. Each and every day, all of us has the power to choose how we go forward. We are choosing to smile and to be happy. Happy for having had you, Jack, and happy because of you. Happy because your one-of-a-kind smile lit up every room and every heart that it touched. Happy because you are an incredibly kind person and an amazing friend. Happy because orange is your absolute favorite color, and it's warm and bright and full of energy, just like you are. Happy because we learned from your example how to look out for those who might need our advice or an encouraging word. Happy because you live each day with an incredible, intense love of life every minute. And that continues to inspire us all to live in the moment. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Rosh Chodesh Tov. Very soon around the gym, a bunch of inspirational quotes can be put up on the walls. Some of them are something Jack said himself, and some were words he lived by. I'm going to talk to you and explain 3 of them today. First one is stay humble. In Parashat Pikudei, we learn about Moshe setting up the Mishkan. It says, Moshe placed the curtains and then the walls. How is that possible? What was holding up the curtains? Sfonar says that the lower level of the curtains is what was called the Mishkan because it was the central aspect of it. It was hiding what was inside. Whoever walked by was not able to see what was going on inside. Why? As the prophet Micha described, one of the greatest hallmarks of what it means to be Jewish is that the person needs to have a sense of humility. No matter what we excel in, we need to do it in a way in which other people don't know. I read a powerful statement that someone once said that if more than 2 people know about the act of kindness you are doing, then it's most likely you're doing it for the wrong purposes. When setting up the Mishkan, before any of the magic could happen inside, the curtains had to go up before the walls. The curtains had to be there to show that whatever it is that we do has to be humble. It's not about adding followers or how many likes we can get. It's what happens behind closed doors when no one can see what you do. This was Jack. This is exactly how Jack acted when he came to helping others. It was only after Jack left us in this world that we found out how many different people he had helped out, and sometimes even at his expense. There are several stories I heard of, and I'm sure there are many more that we don't even know about. No one knew that he was even helping someone. Whatever he did, whomever he helped, stayed between them. It wasn't about the likes for Jack. He was doing it for the right reasons, and he didn't need the accolades from others to know that what he was doing was the right thing. Second phrase is, live in the moment, live life to the fullest. You could do both and still be a good person. Since we don't know how long, since we do not know how long we have in this life, we want to take advantage of every day here. It's just natural. And do as much as we can. We have a few paths we can choose from. We can live like there's no tomorrow. We can live only for tomorrow. Or we can live in the moment. We can enjoy life now, but also plan for tomorrow. Seems to me like Jack understood this early on in life, and he chose number 3. He experienced everything he could, but he also made plans for his future. His mantra was live in the moment. He used to tell his classmates that all the time. So he lived every day, enjoying every moment while also looking ahead. He knew when to party and let loose, but he also knew when to buckle down and get serious. If we always look ahead to the future, we're going to miss today. But if we only look at today and not have tomorrow in mind, tomorrow could be a really difficult time to live. The last one is believe it to see it. What does this mean? I mean, we all know that the saying is really, I need to see it to believe it. So I remember when I first heard Jack say this. It was a Friday night. We were all sitting around the table. I don't recall how it came up, but Jack said, no, you need to believe it to see it. Right away, we all jumped down his throat and told him, no, Jack, you're wrong. You need to see it to believe it. But Jack, as he always does, stood his ground and insisted, no, you need to see it, you need to believe it to see it. So I think we can better understand this point by looking at Am Yisrael when they came out of Mitzrayim. Am Yisrael were able to witness firsthand the 10 plagues coming out of Egypt, the splitting of the Yam Suf. I mean, they got to see all that firsthand. Not like us, we read it every year in the Haggadah. We're about to do that in a couple of weeks. We just repeat it every year, but it's not the same. They were actually there. They witnessed it firsthand. And yet, after all that, they still didn't believe. After the 10 plagues and coming out of Egypt, they were still scared when they saw that they were being chased down by Paro. And they started to complain. They complained again with the bitter waters, and then experienced another miracle that happened there. How many miracles did they need to see with their own eyes to believe that God was there and He'll protect them? No matter how many miracles a person sees, if they're not willing to change, then no amount of miracles will help, because they'll always find a reason. Once you are willing to change, to believe, then it'll be easier for you to see. When did Am Yisrael finally actually believe? When they accepted the 10 Commandments, because they said, we will do, and then we will listen. So they believed in it first, and then they followed it. When you believe in something wholeheartedly, you'll be able to see things much clearer and accept them for what they are. You'll be able to see the positive side of things, which will make life a whole lot easier to deal with during hard times. I believe Jack wanted to make sure that we understood this before he left this world. And I think that's why it came up that night, so that it would be out there for us. This was his message to us, that when the time came, we would be prepared and we'd be able to wake up every morning and get on with our day. He wanted us to believe in Hashem and to understand that there are things in life that we do not have the answers to, but if you believe, you will understand there's a reason and a purpose. There's always a positive way to look at something so negative. If not for this message, there's no way I'd be standing here today, so I have to thank my son for that. I hope I was able to pass on Jack's message to all of you here today, in hopes that you'll be able to make it, take it, and help improve yourself as he did for himself and for others. Thank you.
Today is a day to remember, but also to celebrate Jack's legacy, fitness, mindfulness. We want to show just a short video about the day and its excitement. Then we're going to hear from Sandy Zoni, who's a registered dietitian, to speak about today's theme of food as fuel, followed by Remy Zoni, her son, and also a classmate of Jack.
Hi, my name is Aiden Goldring. I'm in 12th grade. I knew Jack very well growing up. I knew him from when I was a little kid, and whenever I was with him, he would always try to make me laugh and smile. And one thing that he told me is definitely always try to make people have their best day they can possibly have.
Hi, my name is David Marcus, and as the brother of a personal trainer and physical therapist, I'm constantly surrounded by fitness, and it makes me motivated to do better.
Hi, my name is Jaime Guinea. I'm in 12th grade this year, and I'm very excited for Fitness Day. Last year, we made sandwiches with Sarah Hannon, and it was a very nice experience. I'm excited.
Hi, my name is Mervin Diane, and I like the smoothie bites.
My name is Yoni, I'm in 10th grade, and I really enjoyed the Fitness Day last year.
On the Jack Levy Fitness Day last year, it got me really motivated, and it showed me that anything is possible. Yeah, I felt very motivated, inspired, and want to make progress in the gym now.
I'm very excited for Fitness Day this year because I enjoyed it a lot last year. But one thing that really inspired me about Jack is how he was always very optimistic, like towards everyone, even if he didn't even know who you were, and it really taught me to look at the world in a different perspective.
Hi, my name is Darren Casson. I'm a junior. I love working out because it boosts my self-confidence, and I'm so excited for the Fitness Day.
Hi, I'm Ellie Zeitlin, and Don, I just wanted to thank you for putting together the Jack Levy Fitness Day. When I ran that last year, I had an opportunity to meet a lot of kids and put them through fun little workouts. And since then, I've started to run the fitness program here in the Jack Levy Fitness Room. And I've had a chance to work with more kids in teaching them the fundamentals of exercise and starting to breed them to have a really good, strong, and healthy life. And it's a really cool room, great opportunity for these kids. So thank you for that, and I look forward to doing more of this stuff in the future.
Jack was the kindest and most down-to-earth human that I knew. He would just spread confidence, and he had just this energy to him that was really unmatched. And I'm really so thankful that I got to have a friend like Jack.
Jack was a Sadiq. He had a heart of gold. He always put his friends before he put himself, which everyone greatly appreciated. As we all know, Jack loved the gym, and that is something that we had in common. He would push me, and I would push him through all the obstacles that would come our way.
Hey, it's Coach Gurak. I had the distinct honor of being Jack Levy's teacher for 4 years. By the time he reached senior year, he and I had developed a pretty close relationship, and we were able to talk about pretty much anything. You know, in sports, they always talk about the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, LeBron, and what do they say about those players? They had the ability to make those around them better. That's what separated them from everyone else. When I think about Jack Levy, that's what I think about too. He was the GOAT. He was one of the greatest of all time. He had a way of elevating all those around him, all his friends, his teachers. He made us better just by having a strong relationship with him, just by the way he interacted with us, the questions he asked, his smile, just his overall vibes just made Jack one of the greatest of all time. So I really hope you take this and put it in your mindset today as you go through Jack Charles Levy Fitness Day and think about how can you elevate those around you. One love. We love you and miss you, Jack.
Hello everybody, good morning. My name is Cindy Zoni. I am a clinical nutritionist. I have been a Flatbush family member for over 20 years. I am the proud mother of 3 kids. Remy, one of mine, who was a graduate of 2021 and a close friend of Jack. So today I was asked to talk about food for fuel. But I also want to talk to you about how food could fuel your life. And if you choose the right food, you could fuel your life properly. But if you choose the wrong food, you're going to suffer from the consequences that all this wrong food is going to have on you. So I think that we all seem to think, when we think about food, we think about food fueling you for an event, fueling you for exercise, fueling you to be on a special diet. But really, fuel is food, and I keep saying this. Food is what's going to fuel you through life. Having the right fuel will have an impact in your mental health, in your physical health, in your mood, and in every aspect of your well-being. The problem is that these days, there isn't too much of the healthy food out there that is so accessible. I feel that eating healthy, it has become more of a task, more of a something that we have to think about. With all the processed food out there, full of chemicals and additives and trans fat and fried and just all the different ingredients, or I wouldn't even call ingredients, I would say components that make up all this food, it actually has a negative effect on your health. All this processed food could have an impact on your immune system and weaken your immune system. It could cause weight gain. It could cause diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, cancer, just to name a few. So I feel like now eating healthy is embarking in a journey. It's a journey that we have to follow a path for. And once again, we could find the right path and do the right things, or we could steer away a little bit and end up in the wrong path. So through this path, you're going to have a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be good days, and there's going to be bad days. But you have a choice to turn something negative and make it positive. So one of the obstacles that I think we all had to go through was COVID. And after speaking to Dawn, I learned a lot more about how Jack handled this obstacle. So I think we were all in a very bad place, not only emotionally, mentally, physically. We did not have the right food. We didn't have access to gyms. We really couldn't do what we wanted to do. But Jack took this opportunity to make himself better. So he started making his own food. Actually, I forgot to say this before, but even if it meant cooking during English, he actually made it work. He started exercising. He started, feeling better and just making himself better. So I think that we should all learn from this situation and always think that we have a choice. We could make the right choice and turn something negative into something positive, or you could just keep going. But we don't realize that there's going to be consequences. So I just want you to continue this legacy that Jack started into trying to make not only something negative into something positive, but to try to better yourself for yourself and to try to just help others make themselves better. So I have a picture that I look at every time. I do a lot of running in the boardwalk, and every time that I get to this spot where this beautiful picture was taken off, especially when I'm very tired and I don't really want to keep running, I look up and I feel that Jack gives me that positive energy that I need, and he keeps me going. So I want you guys to, every time you feel that you want to better yourself, every time that you want to make a better meal because you want to be healthier, every time that you go to the gym because you want to feel better about yourself, I want you to think about Jack and how he turned something negative into something positive and make such an amazing situation out of something that wasn't so great. So please think about Jack every time, and let's keep raising him up. Thank you so much. Without further ado, I will introduce my son, Remy, who's going to talk about how exercise could fuel you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So, I was with Jack since, as early as I can remember, since first grade even. And so what I want to talk about is what is so good about fitness? Really, because everyone talks about, oh, it's great, there's so many benefits, but really, what are they? What's so good about it? First of all, everyone knows about all the physical benefits that you could get from it. You're gonna look really good, great, when you go to the beach in the summer, you're gonna look nice. All right, that's good. Sure, you'll feel good and you'll have your dream body. But it's just really more than that. What I think is the best part of it is really the mental aspect that you gain from it. It's really, you get really big confidence boost. And people think it's just, oh, you have big muscles, great, and you have nice abs. Okay, but really it's that you really feel comfortable in your own skin. For some people, there's maybe a self-esteem issue. You look at yourself, I don't really like the way I look, I'm not so confident, but then when you start to get into fitness and you change the way you look, you really feel good about yourself, but also you feel like you're in control. Because no matter what it is, anybody can achieve that. And that's what I think really the best part about it is that the feeling of achieving your goals. You're going to work so hard every single day, you put in the work, you eat right, you do everything correct. and then eventually you're going to reach the goals. So really, it's all about that hard work that you put in. That's what makes it so good. And to understand the hard work, I want to tell you a quick story about Jack. So the one time that we got the chance to work out together, it was a Friday afternoon. I remember I picked him up. You know, we go there, we're driving to the gym, we're having a good time, we're listening to music, everything's great. So we decided, you know, we're going to do legs that day. So we both were to go, we warm up, we said we're each going to do 5 reps. That's what we're going to do. And you know, we weren't doing a little bit of weight. So it's not the easiest task. So I go, I do my 5. Time for Jack to go. He goes down, gets the first one, easy. Gets the second one, easy. Goes for the third one, doesn't get it up. So most people, even myself, a lot of people are going to do, you fail. All right, you put it back up, wait 5 minutes, maybe next set will be better. But Jack, when he goes, he tells me, let's put it back up. I got to do 3 more. I'm impressed by that. Wow, all right, so let's do it. He goes down again. He gets 1 more. Goes for a second one, can't get it. Same thing again, he tells me, let's do it again, I gotta do 2 more. So again, same thing. He goes down, gets 1, can't get the last one. So for the 3rd time, he tells Ryan, let's go, 1 more. It takes a minute, and he finally gets that last one. And I think that's the most important thing we have to learn. You have to, every time that you fail, you have to get back up again. And that's what makes achieving your goals so good. That feeling of every time you wanted to give up, and you did it, and you decided again to keep going and keep going again. And you're finally able to reach those goals, that's the best feeling. Because no matter what happened, you didn't let yourself stop. No matter if it's a really small goal, like I want to lose 10 pounds, I want to look good for the summer, or it's something really long term. That feeling that you get when you're finally able to achieve that, I think that's the best part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's so special that we have something here in our school to push forward Jack's legacy every single day. And that is Jack's Gym, the Jack Charles Levy Fitness Center. And we're going to hear from Ralph Bax, as well as Jack's cousins, Alina and Gabriel Podolsky, a little about the fitness center and what you can do every single day.
Hi everybody, my name is Ralph Bax. I'm the founder of the Flock Fitness Club. And I wanted to talk for a couple of minutes about why I started the club and what the whole mission of the club is about. So, a little over a year ago, I got into fitness for all the generic reasons. You know, like to look better, to feel stronger, and to be overall healthier. What I didn't realize was the friendships I'd make in the process. To rewind, the idea of the fitness club came about when I convinced a few friends to start going with me to Jack's Gym last year after school. I knew a little bit more about them about fitness, so I helped them get started, and it was pretty fun. Over time, we kept getting more and more people to come, and it was fun. But what I kept noticing was that they all had the same issues: insecurities, lack of self-confidence, not motivated, and overall, they gave off the feeling that they felt that they didn't belong there. That's where the idea of the club began. I wanted to make a safe, accessible way for students to start going to the gym without just having to dive straight in. Personally, up until a few months ago, I felt the same way. I didn't want to see people in the gym, and more important than that, I didn't want people to see me there. Before Jack's Gym was completed, I signed up for the SEC. And the biggest issue was, again, I didn't want to see people. I just wanted to use the equipment. I didn't want people to see me. So I would specifically plan my days to go at the least busy hours so that I didn't have to see people. Now, in contrast, nowadays, I specifically plan out my time to see as many people as possible. I realized immediately that the fitness community looks intimidating, but really, it's just a bunch of people with the same goals, motives, and insecurities as us. I thought people were going to judge me for being weak when I started. I realized very quickly that everyone's way too focused on their own progress to judge you. Although, on the other hand, whenever I would go for a record or anything, everybody would hype me up, no matter what the weight is or no matter how much more they could do than me. So with this, I want to conclude with the message I take away from most of Jack's stories. And I wish I knew this when I started, which is that Nobody in this world is here to judge you, and in fact, most of the time they're way too focused on themselves to judge you. But the one thing that everybody loves to see is an honest, hard worker progress and achieve his goals. Thank you.
We're here today to remember and honor our cousin, Jack Levy. What better way to honor Jack than to share with everyone who Jack was and what he was most passionate about. Everyone found a friend in Jack, and he seemed to fit into every friend group. Jack always gave the best advice, and his friends trusted him to always know what would be best for them. Even now, when I'm trying to make a tough decision, I find myself asking, what would Jack do? He knew me so well, and he would always have the right answer. Maybe the reason was because Jack seemed to always have his priorities in check. He knew what was really important in his life. His family, his friends, and enjoying every moment to the fullest. What was probably the most unique about Jack was his sense of style. Jack never tried to look good for anyone but himself, yet people paid attention to what he was wearing. It was never really about what he wore, but how he wore it. Jack carried himself with confidence, whether or not he thought anyone would approve, and that inspired others to be brave enough to do the same. That wasn't always the case for Jack, and he wasn't shy about letting everyone know that working out and paying attention to the food he ate gave him the confidence to be the person he was meant to be. Each time I exercised downstairs in Jack's gym, it reminds me of my workout sessions with Jack. We would push each other to do just one more rep or run those few extra minutes on the treadmill, all while laughing and singing throughout our workouts. Jack was committed to his exercise schedule, even with work, school, and everything else going on in his life. Following in Jack's footsteps, even though it's not always easy, I try to make sure to make time for working out, and I never regret it.
Jack was also captain of the soccer team and one of the founding members of the wrestling team. He had the ability to be an incredible athlete on his own, but also to be a real team player. So many of his teammates shared stories about how Jack would come early to practice or stay after to help them learn a new move, just talk, or give advice about life in general. I understand why Jack loved being a part of a team because I have been dancing competitively with a group of girls for the past 9 years. Being on a team means showing up for each other and knowing that we can't do our best unless we work together. Jack, who inspired me to always try and look after my teammates, especially the younger dancers who get nervous before a competition or who ask for my advice. I try to be a leader just like you were. Jack, to honor you, last year I choreographed and performed a lyrical dance routine at a national dance competition to a song called Dancing in the Sky by Danny and Lizzie. I chose the song because it describes what I imagine you're doing up there, singing, smiling, dancing, and enjoying every minute. When they called my name as a winner, I proudly went on stage holding my orange rose for you. I knew you were watching and I knew you were proud of me. For those of you who didn't know him, Jack's motto was live in the moment. Jack lived fully in the present. His positive and upbeat energy spread to those around him and brightened up everyone's day. His amazing smile made others feel welcomed and loved. Jack inspired so many people to push themselves to be their best. Never give up on yourself, no matter how hard or far away your goal may seem. You be you, and don't let anyone convince you otherwise.
Let's use this day to remember Jack, celebrate Jack, and also keep his legacy going. We're going to have sessions for juniors during 7th period, seniors for 8th period, as well as during your lunch period, many different activities in the Ovid Family Plaza, smoothie making, through a bike challenge, a push-up bar challenge, and other different activities that we hope you partake in. Thank you once again to the Levy family for letting us have this day in our yeshiva, and also for the countless friends and family who helped make this day possible. Thank you.